Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 32 of Shonen N Chill, hosted by Zenrotto and Oceaniz.
Hello.
And some shit hit the fan in a lot of these chapters today. Some good, some bad. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Do we just wanna do
I
we just wanna drop those top three?
yeah. Let's just jump in.
All right. Number three for me was Mashle. Number Here's the thing. Number two and one are very interchangeable for me, and it's just Jujutsu Kaisen and My Hero Academia. And no, because I can't decide. They both did some good, and then My Hero did a little stinky, and Jujutsu wasn't as crazy for me this week.
All right, so mine is Mashle at number 3, Undead Unluck at number 2, and Jujutsu Kaisen at number 1.
Oh, Horikoshi going back to that sofa. You hate to
Well,
see it.
I think the thing I'm cranky about is probably not the same thing that you're cranky about, because I have my assumption as to what the stinky is for you.
Oh, nice. So, basically, what you're telling me is our My Hero Academia segment is going to be posted on Twitter
It's gonna get
again.
screenshotted all over Twitter, yeah.
Well, I hope clip, not screenshot it, because if they screenshot it, it's just a still picture
Okay, that's
of
fair.
just our names.
That's fair. Yeah, they're gonna
Look at
clip
these.
they're gonna clip 30 seconds of only you speaking, and then half the comments are gonna be like, "Who the fuck is this other guy? Fuck him."
No, someone's actually just gonna take a screen, like a still screenshot. Like, listen to these idiots.
These fucking assholes.
No, what I'm gonna say, like I saw some of that happen this week, and most of it was actually really funny. I saw one guy quote that clip with like, "Oh, who's clingier, my ex-girlfriend or Ocean's about to six quirks through me?" Like that shit is hilarious. Oh, never change. I mean, don't be mean to me, but also never change.
Be nice to me, but be funny.
Yeah, exactly. All right, what's first on the
All
menu?
right, so first on the magical scrolling list is Dr. Stone.
Uh, cool.
Yeah, it was
Like,
just one of those. Dr. Stone always has these chapters where like all this shit happens, and then they're like, "Oh, okay, we made things that you don't know what they are," because
mhm,
like you know what they are, but you don't know how we made them, and so now we have
mhm.
things, and we have cool shit now, and they always has those chapters where nothing happens other than they get really cool shit, and then they're like, "Yes, science, huzzah!"
Yeah, yeah. Like this chapter was very much just let's progress the science a little bit and let's establish Zeno as part of the team, which, like, is fine. This was very much one of those like core Doctor Stone chapters that just it's part of its identity almost, where it's more just about, hey, here's how these things, like how we need these things and why we need these things, and here's like a very broken down simple way of how we make them. Haha, isn't that cool? Which, at this point I'm used to it. I kind of hope something cool happens next week, because next week is the big 200, right?
I believe so. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
200 next week.
exactly. Yeah, so I hope that would I hope that would be cooler than this, because this was very much as a transitionary chapter. Although, hey, we got Super Alloy City,
That's true.
so
I
that's
mean, I
good.
like the concept of Zeno being like, science is good and bad, and a lot of people don't like the bad, so I'll do the bad shit in the background, and Senku can do the good shit in the public eye, and that will be nice. And that's kind of true. I mean,
Yeah, I will
science is
say,
shitty a lot of the time.
I will say, whenever Dr. Stone goes on like, oh, science is this, science is that, it sometimes teeters on cheesy, and I will very much say the page where it's like, oh, Zeno is our scientist of darkness, and Senku is our scientist of light. That was like,
Yeah, I was
okay,
like, oh, geez, okay.
like,
This is.
okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't have a ton to say about it because it's all just like we built this gadget that we're never gonna use again because it's
Hmm.
not a plot relevant gadget. Like, oh, we have canned food, so now you might
Hmm.
see a food can, but it's not like in 12
Yeah, it's not.
chapters they're not gonna roll that food can into like a bomb that's gonna knock the bomb away. It's just they
No,
have food now.
no. You see, the food can is gonna be what Tsukasa uses to cave Senku's skull in once he realizes that space communism is actually the way.
Once Senku starts bringing back capitalism, Tsukasa's just gonna beat him to death with a can of corn.
It's like Senku's like, for our next invention, we will invent the stock market. And you flip the page, and the next page is just Senku's skull split open with a can of tuna in the middle.
Comrade Tsukasa says, "Not today."
Comrade Tsukasa
Comrade
says,
Tsukasa.
Comrade Tsukasa says, we will not bring back the bourgeoisie. Cut that shit out.
It's just a cycle of every time Senku starts teetering too close to capitalism, Tsukasa kills him and they petrify him and revive him and start over again.
No, that's the only reason they brought in the immortality aspect. So Tsukasa can absolutely murder people over and over again every time they invent something that isn't the Communist Manifesto. Okay, so what is our rating then?
Scientist of Darkness out of 10.
Scientist of Darkness. Kingdom Hearts out of 10.
Okay,
all right.
that
What's
sounds
next?
good to me. Next up on the list is Witch Watch.
Dude, when he fucking catches her in the bridal position, I actually
I'm
did
not
like,
gonna lie, bro. This chapter was really good.
yeah, like I
really
did a
liked
fucking
it.
fist pump. I pumped my fist when I saw that shit. That was so good.
Oh my god, when the little flashback where she was like, "I miss my dad and I want him to give me a hug," and he does, "Oh, I can do that. I'm strong." And then just the next couple pages, she falls right. Oh man, this was good. And then they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, the real lovers tree is that tiny shitty tree that only they're underneath."
Yeah,
Ah
no,
man, this chapter
it's
kind of
good
hit.
shit.
It's the best chapter of Witch Watch for sure.
Oh yeah, like I'd say no contest. Like it just kind of was that quintessential romance advance chapter, which is really what I needed for these boys. I also really like how Moy's description of affection is like it just kind of dances around the bush, but in the end you can really realize like yeah, that boy is smitten in his own way.
That
I
boy's
like
got
that.
it. That boy's got it for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, like substance wise again, not super deep, but that's good. I just wanted them to be cute and they were cute. Like sorry liberals. I don't know what to tell you.
All these libs wanting their Kino series, and all we want is this dude catching girls in the bridal carry.
You just have like, conservatives rioting because they want more rom-coms. We're
It's
sick
just
and tired.
it's just that meme of the one screaming guy and then the other good-looking guy, and it's like average Jujutsu Kaisen fan just throwing a fit, and then average Witch Watch enjoyer just being beautiful, drinking wine.
Well, considering that if I remember that video correctly, you have the average fan throwing a bunch of punches. That actually fits this week's Jujutsu Kaisen a lot, doesn't it?
It does. It
It's
really
perfect.
does. Still the goat though.
I mean, yeah, honestly, Jujutsu Kaisen is the GOAT even when it doesn't release a chapter.
That's also
Like,
true.
but that's only because in that week I just reread all of it to cope. So in the end, it's always GOAT.
Just to cope through the week of having none. Oh, I guess it's time for me to reread the entire series again by next weekend.
Time for me to re-immerse myself in my religious text.
Time to re-examine my faith.
Akutamism. In that case, Witch Watch gets a thank God finally out of 10 for me.
Cute as fuck out of 10.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Next on the list, Candy Flurry.
Cool, but like, I don't know. This was one of those chapters where I could really feel myself struggling with remaining invested, and I'm not sure why. Like, just going through it, maybe it was the way the information flowed. There were a couple of pages where I felt, oh God, what am I even looking at? That kind of took me out of it. But in general, like, what's happening is cool. I just had trouble really getting invested in it, I guess.
That's fair. This chapter felt like the pacing was a little funky, I guess. Like
Hmm.
it was jumping around a lot. Um, it would go back and forth between like, oh, okay, they're gonna fight a little bit, and like characters would just do something, and then it would cut to a really long-winded expositional scene about like what the little crunchy candies do for you, and then it would cut
Hmm.
back to like, up, this guy's having a really long flashback now about his motivations, and then all that really got accomplished is one guy got beat, and now they're gonna go pick up the candy off the ground.
Yeah,
Like
pretty much.
it was a really long-winded chapter to get nowhere. That being said, I did like it. Um,
Hmm.
I like the guy. I think he's a cutie pie. He's a good boy. He just wants to impress this girl who definitely does not give a shit about him even a little bit, and that's okay.
Hmm.
Everyone can empathize. And I also like the just the gag that the whole reason they want to avoid the written exam is not because like, oh, we'll pass for sure. It's just because they don't think they're gonna do very well on it.
Yeah, I thought that was really
The
cute.
one like it was the super like well detailed shot of him about to attack the main girl, and then the friend saves her, and the guy's like, yeah, it's gonna be great to skip that written exam because I am very not confident about my ability to pass it. I was just it's such like a stereotypical thing because this whole setup is pretty tropey of like, oh, if you do this thing in the test, you get out of it, and it'll either be like the main character saying, oh, I'm not gonna benefit myself. It's like Naruto in the Chunin exam where he like slams his hand on the table and he's like, fuck you, I'm not doing that.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
feels like that, except instead of like cleverly finding ways around it, these people are just like, I really need to get this advantage because I will not pass the test if I do not have this advantage.
Oh yeah. Now that I think about it, Naruto's whole game plan in the Chunin exam, the written part, was literally just slamming his
It's
hand
just
and going,
yelling,
"Fuck you,
fuck the
fuck you,
fucking
and fuck
test.
the exam."
And it worked.
Oh, dude, like actually, because I've been in exam season for like the last 2 weeks, and one of my portfolios was like analyzing a bunch of literature, and there's a surprising amount of me just going, "This shit is garbage," and I hated reading it, and I think I passed. So sometimes it really does work.
Taking all of your life lessons from manga exactly how you should.
I will keep moving forward because that's what Naruto told me.
Naruto
Oh my
told me if I
god.
don't know the answers on a test, just tell the teacher to go fuck himself.
Oh my god. Do you remember Double for Anime?
No.
That was that like it was an anime YouTuber and he was I don't know anything about him, so I will not like characterize him as anything other than what I've seen of him, but his claim to fame was him really aggressively defending Naruto and his religion while being shirtless in front of a video going, Naruto told me that I should never give up, and so has Jesus. And I'm like, wow, that's just kind of flashed in front of my eyes when we imitated Naruto there. Um, Speaking of like
Fuck.
Christian anime fans are such a weird thing online. Like not to step on anyone's feet, but if you go on like my anime list, there's a bunch of forum posts where like, can I watch this anime if I'm openly homophobic because of my religion and shit like that.
The Pride Month episode, everybody.
Uh, are you good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, because you cut out there for a
Oh,
second for
sorry.
me.
No, you did not cut out, but I'm just dying over here right now.
Okay, because I've noticed with your mic, whenever you like laugh really loud, it's complete silence for me, and I'm sitting here in anxiety, wondering if my
Oh,
joke failed.
maybe I'm blowing it out. My audio levels on the recording look fine, but I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe I'm blowing it out on Discord.
okay. Well, anyway,
I'm
wait.
sorry. Can I watch this anime because I'm openly homophobic? Broke me. I need a minute. I need a minute to recover.
Yeah, I think Ari posted about it on Twitter recently that he refound one of those.
It's just
Uh,
I noticed that
that's like,
Naruto and Sasuke kiss in the third chapter of Naruto. Can I still read it?
will Jesus smite me if I stand Sasuke after you've kissed another man? Oh no, now I know what the thumbnail has to be.
Oh God Almighty. Okay. Well,
Uh,
Candy
uh,
Flurry is good. It's a good series that we didn't talk about at all.
yeah, I actually forgot almost what series we were talking about.
No, it's
No, but
Candy Flurry kind
oh,
of has Mashle level humor for me, where like it's just funny enough every time that I'm like, yeah, all right, that's pretty good. Like when
mhm,
the guy, the teammate, finally decides to start acting cool, and the only
mhm.
thing she can think of is, yeah, the girl he likes definitely saw that photo of him crying like a child. That fucking set me off because he just looks so proud of himself, and all she could think
Well,
about is that he was definitely sobbing like a baby right in front of her.
well, you know what? It does not make him any less of a man.
That's true.
That's the take-home message,
No
kids.
toxic masculinity on this podcast.
You know what? Toxic masculinity is unbased and cringe-pilled. There, I said it. It's not good. This is the message this podcast will bring to the kids. Now print it. Put it on the front
Yeah,
page.
let's see you guys clip that instead of whatever we're gonna talk about later.
Oh, dude, I am so sad no one clipped my fucking rant about how not liking pasta sauce is a liberal sentiment
Is a
and that I just
liberal
love
sin.
pasta. Yeah, I'm so because that was like top one.
That was a good one.
Uh, yeah, like if you're gonna start clipping us, don't just clip us being stupid about My Hero Academia. Clip us being funny at
Yeah, at
least.
least clip some of the good stuff, for God's sake. Balance it out.
Yeah. Like if you want to hear me have bad takes on anything, you don't need to clip me on this podcast. You can just go to my channel. Make me $1 or $2 as well while you're at it.
Throw me a tip in the old hat while you're clipping me.
Like, look, if you're gonna laugh at me, at least make sure my kids get to eat this weekend. Like, little Timmy's gonna be real sad when that My Hero video doesn't pop off. Like, sorry, we didn't get 1,000 views.
Sorry, everyone was clipping it out of the podcast, so nobody watched the video.
Sorry, Samantha. They all had ad block on. Stale bread for another week.
Saltines and tap water for another week.
Well, hey, at the very least, our tap water is safe to drink, so
Well,
I'm
there you
very
go.
happy about that.
That's not everywhere over here, so.
Yeah, yeah, like, is that a Swiss thing? Because when we were in primary school, we had like a whole day dedicated to just going around various water purification plants and like listening to propaganda about how our water purification is the best in the world.
I have never
It's like,
ever been to a water purification plant in my life, so.
they smell, so you're not missing out on anything.
Oh, good. That sounds awful.
God, dude, it's great. Gets you out of school for a day.
Oh, that's true. I would go somewhere stinky if it meant I could not be in school for a day when I was younger. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think as a kid, I didn't really like care that much anyway. It's like, no math. Let's go.
That's true. That's the most important factor of any field trip is if it falls on the day that you have math.
Oh, dude, like I am known in all of my like personal friend groups as the guy who hates math. So like if anything manages to get me out of math, I'm so happy. Like I am so happy with my current like university studies based solely on the fact that I don't have any maths. Like I don't want anything to do with numbers, man. Someone asks me, "Oh, which chapter is your favorite one from Jujutsu Kaisen?" I'm like, one of them. I don't know the numbers. What do you think I am? I'm not a mathematician.
And
You
yet here
think
you
I know?
are being Mr. My Hero Academia. The main character's power is all about numbers,
Hey, you know what? You know
percentages.
what? Okay, you know what? This is gonna be another one that's gonna get clipped definitely, but those percentages in My Hero never meant jack shit anyway.
That's
So it
100%
doesn't
true,
matter.
but that's definitely getting clipped.
Yeah, like it doesn't fucking matter. Like 100% and a million percent and 20%, like those numbers, they might as well just be fucking like symbols to me because they don't matter. Like
We
he
are
sometimes
definitely
does.
getting clipped, and there's going to be that one fucking guy who's like, that wasn't really 1,000,000%. He was just psyching himself up. We know. We know.
Yeah,
Let
we
me
know.
cut you
Don't
off
worry.
before you even make the tweet. We know.
Yeah, like I like the 1,000,000% smash. I think it's cool. Like it's a really hype moment, but the numbers really don't mean anything. To me, they're just like, oh, sometimes he kicks hard and sometimes he kicks not as hard. That's fine. Like I'm fine with that being the extent of it. Like the numbers of it, I wouldn't say they're worthless or whatever. I don't really care about them because I hate numbers. Like, someone asks me, "Oh, how many views did you get on that video?" I'm like, I don't know, like a
just
couple at
just
least.
hold it up to them and be like, "What does that say? Read that number to me." Then I'll know.
I'm like illiterate, but with numbers.
Only with numbers. They make no fucking sense. When you look at numbers, you get that cartoon vision where it like starts changing colors and twirling around.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I think that exists. I think there is like a type of a subtype of dyslexia that specifically applies to numbers. I don't know if I have it. I've never got myself checked for anything like that. I just fucking hate math, so I don't want to claim anything like that. But I do think that exists. Like, it's something. It has like a cool name, like a numera or something like that. But yeah, like someone in the comments will surely correct me and tell me it's actually much more complicated than that, and that
Okay.
I'm stupid. And like, yeah, I agree, I am stupid, but that's not the point.
All right, well, I'll look forward to that science lesson in the comments because I'm the one that always has to read the comments.
That's true. The extent to which I don't know jack shit about numbers is that you have to label the chapters we talk about, like the numbers to the timestamp, because I have no fucking clue.
You submit a list of timestamps to me, and it's just fucking like smacking your hands on the keyboard.
You're like, I mean, it's the same like with time zones. You're like, oh, what time zone are you in? And I just like smash my hand on the keyboard and just inshallah, whatever comes out. Oh, also, yeah, like for anyone who ever gets to work or collab with me, I apologize in advance about my absolute inability to deal with time zones. Those shits will never make sense to me. Like, what the fuck
Goddamn
do you mean?
sun going in a circle.
Yeah, what the fuck do you mean it's like 1 p.m. for you? Stop that shit.
1:29. Oh, 1:30 p.m. It just turned over.
No, shut the fuck up. It's 7:30 p.m. That's canon. Everything else is filler. I don't accept it. Oh my
Only one
god.
time zone is canon to the lore.
Oh my god. It's just like how I insist that certain parts of my hero aren't canon. Fuck, the haters are right. I can't believe it.
They've been right all
Anyway,
along. Anyway, that was the
I'm
longest segment on Candy Flurry we've ever had. And we definitely
yeah.
didn't talk about it at all.
Yeah, because if you tweet at me calling me an idiot, there's like a 20 billion% chance I'm gonna reply to that saying, "Yeah, I know."
20 billion, of course, being a number he does not understand.
No, I understand it. It's big. It's like more than 10.
It is more than 10.
Yeah, I mean, you can't
That's
argue with
accurate.
that.
I can't argue with the science.
Debate
Scientists
me
of
in
light
voice
over here.
chat. Debate me in voice chat. 20 billion is bigger than 10. Change my mind.
It's just your head photoshopped over Senku in the one panel where he's doing like all the crazy ass math. And then the end result is just 20 billion greater 10.
That image is just me trying to figure out bus times. Trying to figure out what the fuck at 12:30 is. Oh. Oh yeah, because also, God, like another hurdle was when I started collabing with like you American people is that you use like PM and AM shit, right?
Yes.
Like, yeah, because for me it's 19:30 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean we do that too, but we call that military time because I guess our soldiers don't have to
Well,
have clock roll over in the middle of the day.
well, I mean, in the military you do say stuff also like 0800, right? In the
Yes.
morning.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
800
so
hours.
0800 hours, roll out, ready to fight the hordes of anime fans when we say that something is poo-poo that they like. We are so brave.
Yeah, really we're doing the God's work over here.
Yeah, that's why whenever we get ready for for the podcast, like this is insider info, exclusive behind the scenes of Shonen Chill. Every time I ask Zen, if we're ready for podcasting. I specifically ask him if he's ready for Bible studies.
It's
Isn't that
true.
right?
It's true every time.
Every
Are
time.
you ready
I
for
mean,
Sunday
yeah.
school?
It literally is Sunday school. Today is the Lord's day, and on his day we speak of
Is
nothing
it?
but Satoru Gojo.
Today is the Lord's day. Coincidentally, the day that more Jujutsu Kaisen comes out.
It was
Checkmate,
it
liberals.
was foretold. It was foretold. It's just us. Like it's just a picture of you and me, like holding hands with Horikoshi and Akutami and like all the mangakas, except Oda, fuck him.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
just
fuck
holding
Oda.
hands. Like, are you ready to read scripture today, brothers and sisters? I mean, I don't actually know. Is there a single female author right now in Jump?
Um, I don't know. I want to
Yeah, me
say I don't
neither.
think so, but I don't know.
Okay, well,
Is the Undead
anyway.
Unluck author a girl, or am I wrong about that?
No, I think that's a man. I think
Okay,
that's a man.
then if I'm wrong about that, then I don't think so.
Okay. Well, anyway, this was very long on Candy
Yeah,
Flurry.
Candy Flurry got like a 17-minute fucking thing, and we talked about it for 10 seconds.
Hey, you know, I feel like with these smaller series, you always take the opportunity to just talk shit.
The timestamps are going to be so funny because people are going to look at this Candy Flurry segment and be like, what in the hell did they talk about for 20 minutes for Candy Flurry?
No, you see, for 20 minutes, we mused about the various ways in which Moy will take over the witch's heart. You know, next week, maybe they
Writing
will hold
poetry
hands.
about Moy catching her.
Oh my God, dude. I have an oral exam on literature tomorrow. I do not want to hear jack shit about poetry. Dude, I've read so much garbage for these last couple of weeks. I'm suffering. I'm in pain.
Thank God it's Sunday, so that
Yeah.
the Lord's work Jujutsu Kaisen releases a new chapter.
Yeah, thank God I exclusively only read the good series in Shonen Jump, so I get to have like this palate cleanser. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Shakespeare is so fucking mid. I really need some of that Jujutsu Kaisen afterwards.
Got
Funnily enough, I did actually
a
have to
shot
read
of
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare with a chaser of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, all right. Do we want to move on so we
Yeah,
get
yeah,
actually get
we
this
probably
done?
should. All right, so the next chapter is gonna be the Elusive Samurai.
As usual, any chapter where things happen are actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I really like this
Um,
chapter.
Also, we forgot to mention last week, I think, but it came out from the Shonen Jump editorial that they consider Elusive Samurai Shonen Jump's first CGI manga,
Oh, that's
which
right. We
is
didn't talk about
crazy.
that.
Yeah, so pretty much anything that isn't like organic, so like trees and plants and humans, and like the human face is drawn by hand. But anything that is like mechanic, so stuff like the armors and certain buildings, they're modeled in Blender first and then drawn over by the assistants, which is super interesting to me.
Yeah, it's
And I
very
feel like,
cool.
yeah, I feel like especially in this chapter where you had to focus on the armor, I feel like I could see it at certain points. Like you could see that there was a three-dimensionality to it that would be much harder to replicate just by pure, perspective draftsmanship. So yeah, no, that's super cool to hear. I would not have been able to tell if I hadn't been told.
Yeah,
So
you're really, it's not very obvious. I think I know the couple of parts on the armor that you're talking about when you say that it looked a little feasible this time, but
mhm,
it it blew me away when I heard it for the first time because it doesn't look like it,
mhm.
but it
Yeah,
is
like
very cool.
it's definitely super interesting. And obviously, if any one of you saw that announcement, because that announcement was in Japanese only. If you know Japanese and you saw that announcement, I'm talking complete nonsense here. Absolutely correct me. Like that's what I got from a mix of asking Japanese friends and Google Translate. So, you know, absolutely
It's
call
the
me an
best
idiot in the
we've got.
comments. Yeah,
It's all we can do.
yeah. Um, but yeah, this week was fun. Like, stuff is happening, and usually that's good. I like the whole little subversion where it's like, oh, have you never fought a fully armored guy before? And then you get a little blurb saying like, oh, sword fights in ancient times were actually not like we imagine, because armor was actually pretty good, so you
Yeah,
could
armor
just tank
actually
blows.
worked, and no, it wasn't like because well, it's kind of an explanation they probably needed to do because all media is like, oh yeah, that sword will literally bisect this armored individual completely through.
Mm-hmm.
But that's they wore armor for a fucking reason. Why
Mm-hmm.
would you wear it if it didn't work?
Yeah, yeah, but it's one of those things where like we have such a weird conception of Middle Ages, like claymores or like big Zweihander
Mm-hmm.
swords.
Yeah.
Yeah, those shits did not cut. Those shits were more like big clubs than anything else because they just were too heavy for their cutting edge to actually matter. In fact, with Zweihander specifically, you had cases and etiquettes of fighting where the knight would just hold the blade because it wasn't that sharp and just bludgeon the fuck out of the enemy with the hilt, and it was as effective. So it's one of those like weird misconceptions we have about medieval fighting, and it's cool to see that that apparently was the case in Japan as well. That it was much bulkier than we imagine.
Yeah, it's not tiny lithe samurais slicing a million people to pieces. And I like the little blurb that's like most fights between two people in armor just didn't end. They just left. They just
Yeah.
fucking bounced because shit was hard. They would just stand there wailing on each other and never just leave.
Uh, yeah. But yeah, so this chapter was cool. I did have a little bit of trouble following like what exactly was happening. But that's nothing a second read can fix because I do feel
Yeah,
like that
the
was
battle
me.
plan portion was a little confusing. And as much as I think the action in this series is generally pretty good, this one has a lot of like just still panels of random characters slashing other people. And I'm like, who the
Hmm.
fuck do I know this person? And most of the time I don't. It's just like a bunch of
Hmm.
new random people slashing nondescript grunts. Um,
Hmm.
but otherwise it was good. I liked when the two girls jumped into the fight. I don't love the creepy shit from this Ant-Man, the bad version of Ant-Man.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. This series is like I'll get weird whiplash with this a lot, and it does it all the time. And it's like, oh man, look at this. This is a neat little history lesson about how armor works. Oh, he's talking about smashing their teeth out and making them slaves, and now they're gonna go fight. Okay, I need to turn the page, turn the page,
Yeah,
and then it's right back in. So, up, got him with the trick wall. Now he's gonna get stabbed
yeah.
by this little guy. Like, it's just fuck, man.
Yeah, it is kind of insane how quick the tone shifts, but I actually think the fun thing is now actually that we're kind of deeper into Elusive Samurai. I do think it's crafting its own identity through those tone shifts, right? Like when that happened this chapter, I was very much like, "Oh, Elusive Samurai doing its thing again," which
Elusive
is good.
samurai back at it again.
Yeah, back at it again, making me uncomfortable. Love that. But yeah, like I think it's cool that it's creating a sort of distinct flavor for itself, even if that flavor is whiplash.
It's just yeah, fucking vertigo when I'm coming
Yeah,
around from my history lesson into this
my
fucking nightmare and then right back into silly Scooby Doo techniques.
yeah, it's like um, uh, I have a very distinct specialty, and that is being fucking hard to predict and weird. It's like, look at this shit. Fucking stabs someone in the heart and then makes a poop joke.
Like right
That's pretty
after.
much what I.
So
Yeah,
Peter
that.
Griffin with a katana is what we're dealing with.
Oh God, is this the actual Japanese Family Guy?
Have we been wrong the whole time?
I cannot believe Roboco would betray me like that. Roboco is just Japanese dad or Japanese American dad.
Oh God. I don't
Anyway,
even want to talk about Roboco any more than we already just did. Elusive
uh,
Samurai, please stop freaking me out of 10.
yeah, Elusive Samurai, give me giant penis man already out of 10. I'm hyping him up so much. I'd be so disappointed when he doesn't
When
show
he
up.
doesn't exist, it's gonna be devastating.
No, when he doesn't exist, I will just rewrite the ending of the series to include him. I'll be like the Attack on Titan fans.
Oh no. What have you done?
Uh,
The comments section.
uh, okay, wait. While I'm here, I did not read a single word of that ending. I just looked at the art and thought that it's really impressive that like fans can replicate the art style so well. That's really cool. But ending the story for the mangaka because you didn't like the ending, that's like Naruto era stuff.
Yeah,
That should I have.
it's kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about it.
Well, the thing is, right? Like fan fiction has existed since forever, so like I don't sweat it too much. But I do think that some of the attitudes surrounding it are kind of gross. Where
Yeah,
it's
well,
like,
I
oh,
mean,
this
like,
is.
yeah, fan fiction is one thing, but like, I'm seeing way too many people on Twitter, and I don't even follow Attack on Titan, so I don't see it probably as much as a lot of other people do, touting it as like, oh, this is the replacement true ending. Like,
Mhm.
this is the one you should read, and I'm like, that's strange and weird, and I wish that you would stop because you
Yeah,
literally worshipped the ground this dude walked on like 3 weeks ago.
yeah, it's very bizarre. And it's like, there's certainly a conversation there that could be interesting about, you know, the relation between author and reader, because here we have a case of the readers essentially feeling entitled to a certain version of the story. And it's like, well, do you really know what's best for it? Like you, random person, know it better than this author who's been writing it for 11 years? And the answer is, I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, I
I
don't
think
know.
yeah, like I think I know better sometimes than certain authors just because like certain things I don't like. But at the same time, there is a difference between trying to fix things in your head or in a fan fiction and versus positioning it as the way the story needs to end,
Yeah,
right?
it's just there's a weird level of like I don't want to say disrespect, but funky respect in there. And I don't really mean the authors of it as much as the people like we've done it. We've used the science of darkness to craft the new ending, and this is we're just gonna replace every volume with this.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's I don't know.
It's very
It's
bizarre
cool that
and
people made it, and I wish they would calm down about it.
yeah, like the thing with Attack on Titan specifically that's bizarre is that before the final chapter came out, everyone was like, "Thank you, Isayama. Thank you for your hard work of 11 years. You took a single break, and it was only for COVID. Your dedication to the story is unmatched. Thank you so much for creating all these memories." The final chapter comes out, and suddenly the tone is like, "Yeah, you never knew what you were doing, you fucking idiot."
Absolute
Like what the?
scrub. Yeah, I mean the whole
Yeah.
Jesus Twitter turned on that dude like crazy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like it's it's a lot of fun. And again, I think my favorite thing was just people who spent the last 3 years harassing you on Twitter if you didn't think Attack on Titan was a 10 out of 10, basically switching personality overnight
And to
and being
now
like,
trying to rewrite the entire ending of the series to be what they think is good. Yeah.
yeah, like, oh, how can you defend the original ending, you fucking drone? It's like, I mean, the ending isn't as good as it really should have been. I agree there. It's kind of funky, and he added like extra pages in the volume release that kind of make it worse, which
Yeah,
or not
that
worse.
was funny. It was like a nightmare day waking up and thinking I had been transported back to when the ending first came out because it was just the same crying.
Well, the thing with the extra pages is they don't make anything better, and they don't like fix any of the stuff that is wrong either. So they're super unnecessary. They just basically confirm things that you could have inferred from the main ending already.
Oh, that's
And people made, yeah, but I don't mind that. People make such a fuss about it. It's like, oh, he sealed the deal. It's terrible. It's like, I don't
well,
know.
what were
Is
they
it?
counting on the extra pages to like fix everything?
I guess some people were like really holding out. But
Like
again,
he's gonna
like,
completely rewrite it all in the fucking extra pages?
yeah, it's one of those things where like, I think people just had a weird idea of what the series was like, especially about what the main character was like. Because people had, I don't, you're never going to read Attack on Titan at this point, are
God
you?
no, God no.
Yes. So for like ever since the time skip, Eren is like shown to be this Chad, cold-hearted war criminal kind of guy, and people took that at face value when like there's stuff sprinkled throughout that shows you no, this is an act. He's being, he's being not forced, but there's circumstances forcing him to act this way even though he doesn't want to. And then in the ending, he reveals that hey, no, he's like still the person he originally was. He's still an emotional brash kid who's way in over his head, and people are like, "Oh, character assassination." It's like, no, like, no, not really. To the point where the final interview with Isayama has him say, "Yeah, I was happy to include the original Eren back because that's my boy." I'm like, "Yeah, of course." I don't know what people were reading for all these years.
Oh
It's like,
man, we're really bringing the horde down on us now. This is
oh, we are, but it's okay because you
we
get to read
haven't even
them.
talked about my hero yet.
Okay, in that case, let's actually move on before it gets too much. What's next, Magic Man?
All right, it is. I think I have to start doing math because we're in the top threes now. So you just calm down in the corner over there, and I'll do the math. I think it's Undead Unluck is next.
Okay. Cool.
Fucking cool as hell, bro. I fucking love this shit when it's been popping off so hard lately.
Yeah, it's so good.
When he's like, I don't when he's fucking when they're just beating his ass, and he's like, I don't understand why the power is working differently, and Shen's like, oh yeah, it's because you're trying to run away, and you don't realize it. You've instinctually realized that you need to run away because you're going to lose, and Untruth is making you rush in instead. Oh my god, that shit was so raw.
Yeah, it's so cool. Like just this entire like constellation of Shen and Mui and them beating him like that. That was so satisfying. Like this chapter, I kind of went in and I was like, okay, they kind of have to kill this guy because otherwise this is gonna start dragging. But it was perfect. Like it had killed him at the perfect time in the chapter, and it just felt right. So yeah, fucking cool as hell. And I'm actually hyped for the next part of the fight with Summer. And I really hope that you can keep this momentum going because this Shen portion of the story was easily the best part so far.
Oh, by far the best part. It was so good. And it hit all the right emotional cues. It hit all the right action cues. Shit was fucking phenomenal. Shen didn't die, which is also good.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got the little crybaby guy back. I like him. The little
Mm-hmm.
sad boy who freezes you with his eyes. I'm glad he's back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of hoping that the rest of these characters start getting some fleshing out like Shen did, because Shen really got the royal treatment here the past few chapters, and I'd like to see some other characters start getting that too.
Yeah.
I don't know that I care about Sonic the Hedgehog down here, but maybe I will if they do the same thing they did for Shen. So
Yeah, I mean, honestly, now that Shen has gotten this, the doors are wide open. Like you can just now the author can just take anyone and make them cool like this. Because Shen before this was like, cool, but definitely not what I would call a main player.
oh
Like he
yeah,
showed
for
up here
sure.
and there.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I am very, very glad that the author has done this because now even if you won't follow up with all characters, with any character that shows up in the future, you'll have this thing in your head going, ooh, but you could get the Shen treatment, which is cool. It's very similar actually to how Hori did the stuff in My Hero with Kirishima, where it's like, oh, once you flesh out a side character like that, all side characters have that potential. And I know I'm doing the thing again where I'm like, ooh, I'm getting major My Hero vibes from everything I
Getting
look at.
major My Hero Academia vibes from the development of one character.
Hey, I hate My Hero. That's why I see it everywhere. That's how that works,
What's
right?
the phrase? Rent free. That's what it is for you. Just My Hero in your brain, dominating it at all times, while you desperately try to
Yeah,
get it out.
I mean to be fair, the phrase doesn't quite work. I'm Swiss. We're greedy. No one lives rent free in my head. It's paying rent, all right.
It's paying rent in the form of all of your takes on Twitter.
Oh, dude. The funny thing is, I figured out like an algorithm behind like which one of my takes get people upset. It's always the ones I make while I wait for my breakfast toast to get ready. Without fail, if I tweet during that period, that tweet is gonna get people upset, and I don't know why. Maybe it's like the perfect point in time for Twitter to
Pre-toast
like push.
Oceans is just an asshole, maybe.
Pre-toast oceans is just the worst.
Pre-toast
Post
Oceans is
toast.
just a piece of shit. Post-toast Oceans is the best.
That's where it's at.
It's a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde thing.
I'm just gonna. Whenever I pass the toast threshold, that's when it gets good. Before that, mid.
A certain amount of toast in the system.
You can separate my life in pre-toast skip and post-toast skip. Oceans and oceans Shippuden.
Oceans and then Oceans parentheses toast Ken times 2.
Oceans and oceans toast Ray. Um. Anyway, Undead Unluck was cool.
It was really cool. Yeah, Undead Unluck
Yeah.
just it's kind of also I really thought it was cute. It's not that big of a moment, but when the girl, what's her name, Mumui, doesn't fully understand like her power yet, so Shen just brought her over to the book that she was like super thought was really cool, and she
Uh
ended up
huh.
tricking it into revealing it because she has untruth now.
Yeah. Yeah. Ah, that was so cool. Oh, so nice. So nice. But yeah, I think that's where I'm at right now with Undead Unluck. I'm just really hoping that it can keep this momentum going
Yeah, I've
for
seen a lot of
this
panic
summer
that
fight.
like it's constantly down in the table of contents, and so it's on the chopping block. But I mean, ITLC
Eh,
and Nine Dragons are still in the magazine, so until those are gone, Undead Unluck is very safe.
yeah, exactly. And also, Undead Unluck, I think, at least sales wise, is doing really good right now. So, well, I mean, that doesn't save it, but it at least makes it harder for that for an axe to happen.
Especially when you're at
Uh,
chapter 66 already, like
yeah, it's kind of
you're
hard to get.
hitting the point where it just becomes a waste, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, of course. Right. Do we want to move on then?
I believe we do. So the next series is going to be My Hero Academia.
Oh, is it?
It is because it did not make it onto my list at all, and
Okay.
Mashle was on both of ours.
Okay. Well, this is the part where I'm walking on a minefield because people are just
Danger Zone,
looking out.
Danger
Yeah.
Zone.
People are like so horny for me to say negative shit about the six quirks, but honestly, I think I'm at the point where I've accepted it, and I like Fajin. I think.
I
Like,
think Fajin is the coolest one up to
yeah,
now. I've
yeah,
seen
like.
some complaints that basically it's just a cheat code to let him get to 100% without having to wound himself, which
So you've seen Ari's tweet.
I think it might have been him. I was
Yeah,
scrolling through
because
Twitter quickly before I got on, and then I was like, all right, I need to record this fucking show. So got off Twitter. It might have been him, but basically that it like faux 100% is dumb, but I don't really mind it. I think it's okay.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I can kind of see that complaint. It does kind of take away from the weight of him breaking his bones. But honestly, the moment he walked away from the war with his arms intact, I kind of feel like that weight has already been proven to kind of be not what Hori is going for, which is a shame, you know. But again, I am very much in the phase of acceptance right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of over
Uh,
the bone breaking anyway. Like, if it's never gonna matter beyond like when it happens, and then a stern lecture from the doctor afterward, and that's all we're ever gonna get, just stop doing it. Just
mhm.
this is fine instead. And
Yeah,
at least
like
it's a cool way that shows like he's analytical and he is able to combine these quirks really well into making something uniquely his own. So I'm okay with
yeah.
it.
Yeah, and like with Fajin specifically, I definitely need to see the whole I need to move to build up power stipulation used in a cool way in the future. Because so far
Yeah,
it really
the
hasn't been used
explanation on
much.
this one was kind of whack. He's like, "Yeah, I was tensing my ass cheeks, and I built up enough energy to kick you really hard and shatter your arm, and then grab you by your broken arm, because
Oh
I'm
my
an
god.
asshole."
Oh my god, dude, it just clicked. Okay, you're not gonna remember this, but I do because I'm the My Hero man. In season one, there's a scene, like right at the start when he's first at UA, where he's talking to Uraraka and she notices that he's like
Are you talking
uh
about when he's hover chairing it?
yes, when he's like exercising his glutes.
Yes.
That is gonna be how he passively builds up Fajin in preparation for fights now.
His perfect ass control.
Actually, you know what? Fajin's actually kind of broken. Like, you go and take like a really messy and exhausting shit, and you just have power already. Like, Deku's gonna eat Taco Bell once, and he's gonna be ready for Shigaraki.
All Might's gonna be like, wait, Hawks and Endeavor, we need to make a pit stop before the final battle. Just pull into Taco Bell.
Ding. But yeah, I like Fajin. I think it's. I like that as we go further back in time with the quirks, they start getting more and more rudimentary. You know, Black Whip, which is the sec no the what is it? The fifth quirk, yeah. Black Whip is sort of very specific and special, as is Smoke. And then you go back and you have something like Fajin, which is like, oh yeah, I can store kinetic energy. It's sort of a weaker, more baseline power, which I feel is cool because it coincides with the explanation of the quirk singularity, where quirks started out as very simple and eventually became more complicated and stronger. Like I do like that, and again, I think it brings out some really cool potential for Deku's choreography. Like holy shit, the fucking way Hori conveyed speed in this chapter was so good. Like the double spread where he saves Overhaul, where like the top half is Overhaul about to be hit with a bullet, like in stop motion, where the raindrops are hovering around him as bubbles, and then immediately the thing afterwards is Deku just zipping past the bullet and saving Overhaul. That shit was so cool. Like if this is what Fajin is gonna bring to the series, I'm all for it.
I also like Gremlin's speed Deku face, where he just looks like a fucking weird little beast.
Yeah, yeah, that's also
I,
cool.
I like that. But it kind of ended, and the part I didn't like was the way that it sort of concluded. I think this is probably my
Hmm.
least favorite option. Oh, okay, no. My least favorite option is Nagant wins and is just a baddie grunt and probably just doesn't do anything. Um,
Hmm.
but my second least favorite option is Deku gives her a heartwarming speech and she's like, "Yay!" and then she dies. And hopefully she doesn't die, but I don't know. I'm still dying for there to be someone other than All for One and Deku in this little confrontation. Just bring in like Bakugo or something. Someone. I need a break.
Hmm.
This 1A 1B chess match thing they've got going on. I need a break. I need somebody else to throw a wrench into the works somewhere.
So what you are saying is you need more involvement from the side characters. Like for example, let's say if we cut back and Class 1A is fighting Class 1B in a training exercise. That's what you
Yeah,
would want.
that's yes, absolutely. I need about 7 or 8 months of only them having a zero consequences gym class together.
Hey, I mean now we never have to worry about joint training again because now the anime stopped finished adapting it and it's done. Like it's history now.
The evil is
Um,
defeated.
well, I think it was pretty good in the anime. I haven't watched it, but it
I've
looks
heard it
like
was
they
a lot
kind of
better in
snapped.
the anime than it was in the manga, which is good.
Well, that's not hard when it's
Well, yes, because in the manga it was the worst thing ever. But, you know,
But yeah, like I think okay, we both said there was a stinky this chapter. Your stinky was that Negan gets convinced or sort of
well,
convinced.
my stinky was that he fucking put a bomb in her and was like, "Oh, this cool character, time to take her out of the story for a while because all I do is ruin the shit about my hero that you like because I'm a fucking scrotum head man. My only job is to fuck up all the cool shit."
Horikoshi, whenever he sees like a female character get popular, he's like, "All right, time to cripple her. Let's see if you still find her attractive after this." Because he did that with Mirko too.
Yeah, but if Maki is anything to go on, yes, they will.
I mean, honestly, if Nagant literally just has nothing left in her face, people will still loot her.
Mm-hmm.
So,
The internet is a magical place. But yeah, she
yeah,
literally like
yeah.
exploded and like broke apart, but then Hawks is like, "Ah, my baby wings are back."
Okay, because Hawks is actually my stinky. I don't like that he has his wings back.
Really? I did not
Yeah,
think that was going to be your stinky.
no, that's my main stinky because um, after like the whole thing with Dobby, after the war, we get a 3 day flash forward, and Hawks' wings show no signs of growing back. And to me, that was Hori showing us that his wings were properly gone because after the high end fight with Endeavor, 3 days after, his wings were already mostly fine again. So it being the same time period to me was like, okay, Hori's being smart and showing us that this time it's more serious and they probably won't grow back. And I thought it would be pretty cool to have Hawks be functionally quirkless and for him to, for the first time, not being able to rely on his speed and on his quirk. I think, in general, I think making certain characters functionally quirkless makes the story more interesting, especially someone like Hawks, who, like, come on, he is literally Icarus. Like, it would have made sense, especially after the fight with Dobby. Um, so to have him get his wings back like this is so unceremoniously is
I don't
I think
mind
it would
him
have been
getting them
cooler.
back, but I think Horikoshi has a problem with like reveals like this because it's almost the same exact complaint word for word that when Mirio came back.
Yeah, true.
Like,
Like,
oh, did he really need to get it back right now? And did he really need to get it back in this like kind of way? It feels almost identical. And then Mirio came back.
yeah,
And then based on Mirio, Hawks will put Nagant on the ground and then disappear from the story for the next 7 months.
I guess. But no, that won't happen because Hawks is like the second most popular character in the show.
Oh, so that's why he's
And
getting his wings back.
yeah, I was about to say maybe I was naive to think that that Hori would remove the main power and story potency of literally the character that was so popular. They put him into a movie where he does nothing except just be pretty. Because he's in the second movie for no reason before he was in the anime, and he doesn't do anything. He's just there because he's popular.
I feel like I
So
remember a panel though, with him and Best Jeanist where the camera weirdly lingers on his back, and it shows
yeah,
like his wing sprouts are kind of coming back.
no, I know the panel that you mean, and that's the one that convinced me they weren't coming back because it shows like his back, and it specifically says this is three days after the war, and there's nothing there. There's like bumps where they would have been, but there isn't any sprouts if I remember correctly. Like that's why this reveal sort of annoys me. But again, it's as far as Stinkies go, it's all right because you mentioned All for One's little bomb trick, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think this introduces maybe the funniest potential plot line in all of My Hero if you think about it for a little. Because, like, how did he know that she was about to betray him? And how did he make her explode? Because the more you think about it, uh, did he give her a quirk whose ability it is to explode? Does he have a quirk that can just make people detonate when they betray him?
I
How
guess
did
that's
he
a good
know?
point. I assumed he knew because I thought the link between him and Deku let him like know what's going on.
Oh, but that's a fan theory. That's not confirmed whatsoever
I thought
that
that's
he can
why
do
Deku
that.
ran away.
Well, no, Deku ran away because he would attract the villains, and because he feels that he needs to do it himself with the help of the pro heroes without involving his friends. But no, the thing that All for One can like gather information through him is a heavily implied fan theory, but it is a fan theory at this
I
point.
could have sworn
Uh,
he said that he had to leave because they had a way of knowing what he was doing.
Well, no, if I remember correctly, it's specifically that Shigaraki can like sense him where he is and can therefore always find him. But it's not that we haven't heard anything about them being able to see through him.
Okay. Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised
I
if that's the
I
case.
trust your memory of this more than mine, so it's fair enough.
I mean, watch me be wrong, right? But if I remember correctly, that is currently still in the realm of fan theory. But in the same way that Dobby being Toya was in the realm of fan theory for a long time, like it is kind of what the story is hinting at very heavily. Like it's also to the point where most people have stopped theorizing about the traitor because most people, I think now, are of the opinion that the traitor, quote unquote, is Deku through the fact that All for One can see through him.
Right, that
Um,
makes sense.
yeah, but yeah. So to me, the funniest thought is like, was there just some poor idiot whose quirk was I explode, and All for One just stole it from him and gave it to Nagant unknowingly? Or does All for One have like a quirk that allows him to just kill people whenever he wants, and like just explode
Well,
them?
if he had that, I feel like he would not be a scrotum head. So he probably doesn't have that.
Maybe, maybe. Like it's so funny to me. Also, one thought I had because we know what All for One can do, which is a unique trait that only he can do when it comes to like quirk transfers and stuff, is that he can remove physical adaptations from their quirk. Because in the flashback where we first see like All for One's era, we see that he can. There's this guy who can like sprout blades from his body, but he's horribly disfigured. And we see him take that quirk away from him and give it to someone else without the disfiguration. So what I'm thinking, what he could have done is he took the quirk of someone who could detonate himself without hurting himself, took that quirk and gave Nagant only the detonation ability and not the self protection.
Wasn't there a guy in I don't know. Was it Vigilantes that literally had that exact quirk?
Oh, the bombers. You mean?
No, no, no. Am I thinking of the wrong thing? Isn't there some fucking My Hero thing where this guy's quirk is it? Am I thinking of a different series now? I swear to God, there's something where this guy's quirk is like I have to explode every now and again, and
I think
I
that's
get
vigilantes.
super shit on by society for it, and I've had enough. And then someone empathizes with him and is like, "I'll help you blow up without hurting
Okay, I don't
yourself."
know. I don't know that second part. I know there is a guy whose quirk is literally suicide bomber, as in that's what it's called, who appears in one of the Vigilantes extra chapters, who gets curb stomped by refrigerator-sized Endeavor.
But then doesn't like Eraserhead or something help him? I swear to God, I'm not making this up. This exists, people, internet. Someone Google this for me and put it in the comments. He's like, they think he's a villain, but he's not one because he's not. He's just kind of mad that he's constantly getting shit on for having this terrible quirk, and everyone thinks he's like almost Shinso style, where everyone's like, "Oh, your quirk can only be for bad things," and he's like, "I'm not trying to hurt anyone. I just gotta explode sometimes. It's just what I do."
Uh, that sounds like one of the first chapters of My Hero Team Up mission, but there's no way you read that.
I think I might have.
You read Team Up mission?
I
You read?
remember. I remember that Team Up Mission had that girl from the movies in it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, because I think one of the first chapters, it's not explosions, if I remember correctly. It's he has to release poison gas every once in a while,
Ah,
and then
that
they
is
help
what
him
it is.
out.
It's fucking poison gas. You're right. Damn it! I thought I was really
Yeah.
onto something there.
No, no. But yeah, like the whole sequence of All for One having this secret self-destruction quirk is the funniest shit to me. And honestly, in a way, it makes him more likable. Because he kind of planned ahead for Nagant being swayed. Which, that's good. The shonen villains are learning. They're learning that you can't trust your lackeys.
For me, it's
Although I
just
will,
anytime someone's cartoonishly evil, I like them a little bit more. And that's
yeah,
like that's like a mustache twirling ability. Like, I'll
yeah.
fucking blow you up. But I
I
don't
will
know. I
say
still
though,
hate him. So
I will say that I'm confused as to where All for One is, because I think that's his physical body that we see talk, because we see the breathing mask, and like, what does that mean? Does that mean he's like randomly jumped into a monologue because he sensed that Nagant was betraying him?
so
He's
he's
having
just
dinner with
vibing.
he's having dinner with the League, and he just starts having a monologue, and Spinner's like, "What the fuck am I getting into here? I just wanted to cosplay."
I just wanted to cosplay as Stain. Can I go home, please?
And Dobby's in the corner just burning himself because of course he is.
I thought Davi was off at like his at Endeavor's abandoned winter home or some shit.
No, I don't think. I think Dobby is still with the league. Yeah, because they retreated to one of the MLA villas. That's the last we saw of all of them, if I remember correctly. Except, of course, Toga, who's just fucking free falling, I guess,
Into
just
the
chilling
wind,
around.
into the wind.
We're just gonna. It's just gonna be revealed at some point that someone was just Toga all along.
Oh yeah, I know it is, and I'm gonna be like, God damn it! I'm gonna be so annoyed when they're like, "Uh-oh, this character was Toga," because you know that's what he's gonna do. There is
Yeah.
absolutely no chance he does anything other than, "Ah, this was Toga."
Well, you can always be pleasantly surprised, but it does feel a little bit like that. And uh, you know, it's just gonna be like, oh, the Deku we've been following was Toga all along. Meanwhile, Deku was actually training his six quirks, and I'll be like, damn it, I can't believe this shit.
It's gonna cut from that straight to a time skip of just like grown up Deku with all the quirks mastered, and he's like, "Thanks,
Yeah,
Toga,"
and
and
he
then they're
has
gonna
like the
kiss,
dad
and the
hut.
fandom's gonna lose their fucking mind.
Oh my God, like imagine like Hori, because Hori always has like what if scenarios in his in the volume releases. And then one of the next volume releases he's just like, what if Deku was straight? and the page just ends, and everyone
Everyone's like, "What do you
fucking
mean?
loses their.
What the fuck do you mean?"
I love these like stupid little what ifs like, um, you know, oh god, where do I even start? Like, you know, F. Scott Fitzgerald, the author of Great Gatsby.
Yes.
Yeah, he just resurrects from the dead, calls you and tells you it's actually pronounced Jatsby, and then dies again.
It's just his soul comes down and from fucking the afterlife to tell you that.
Yeah. Or she just like tweets out, it's actually pronounced Deku. No, he doesn't even tweet that out. He's like, oh, I find it so cool how Deku rhymes with Riku from Kingdom Hearts. And I was like, what do you mean?
It's just a still image of Deku and Kingdom Hearts from Riku standing next to, or Riku from Kingdom Hearts standing next to each other, and it's fucking analyzing it for weeks, looking for anything.
Uh, God, that's like when Akutami did that stupid interview where he was like, oh yeah, the whole memory thing with Yuji has nothing to do with like a curse technique. And I was like, what?
Well,
What do you mean?
I like when this fucker was like, I fucking hate Akutami, when he goes, "Oh, you mean that people thought Toto and Choso's visions were similar? That's weird. They're nothing alike at all, dummies." I'm like, someone needs to hit you like a fucking misbehaving dog. Someone needs to just slap you. I'm so mad at you right now. What do you mean they're not the same at all?
I wish to establish a society free of Gege Akutami.
This fucking guy. Like,
Uh, also, I'm not sure Nagant is gonna survive, actually.
well, yeah,
Like,
she did fucking blow up. So
yeah,
Hawk's
she has
catching her and
like,
he's like, "It's okay now." He's like, "She fucking exploded, bro. Get her out of the air.
yeah,
Get to a hospital."
like she has a gaping hole where her face should be. Hori's really like, these female characters don't need anything but tits anyway. People like them. I don't need to give her a face.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Hori really challenged himself when he wrote Dobby, didn't he?
Jesus. Dobby's in the background like, "Yes, yes."
Dobby's watching like All for One's mind feed, and he's like, "Slay, Queen."
And that's when they reveal that Horikoshi was Toga all along, and Dobby's been shadow writing the series.
He's like, "Mashallah, brother, All for One." Oh, okay, all right. So what do we give My Hero this week?
Stop blowing up the shit I like out of 10.
Yeah, I think I give it a Killer Queen has already touched this woman out of 10. Because that is one of the first things I thought when I read it. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
that is basically exactly what it fucking was.
All for one, sir. Why are you pressing your thumb like that? It's creepy.
Oh god. Okay.
Uh,
Next up is Mashle.
Dude, the page turn where you turn the page and you get to see Innocent Zero's like empty fucking
That shit was
face.
so good. Just like the mannequin head.
Yeah, and
Oh
like
my
the
god.
super detailed like cross hatching on it. Like, oh, holy fuck! That's how you introduce an antagonist. That is so good. Like I already really like Innocent Zero. I'm a bit sad that he like rearranged his face into being just a pretty boy, but I'm really liking him. And I like the lore that we got on him and Wahlberg, that they were the descendants, or not the descendants, the scholars of Adam. I think that's so cool. So yeah, no, this was rawness and swag. A bit
Also,
more
when he
lore.
rearranged his face, there's a panel of him rearranging his hand as well. So is he like a mannequin normally?
I guess.
Like is he just fucking made out
Maybe.
of wood at all times?
Maybe. The
Oh god,
Woodman.
Woodman. And then I think my favorite thing about this chapter is it cuts from this guy using like his ultimate fucking forbidden spell back to Mashle fighting this dude with the like thorn crown, and he's like, yeah, he looks like a cream puff. And the cream puff that he looks a lot like the reveal of Innocent Sierra's face.
That's true. Oh my
It
god.
looks a lot like it. And then, they're having this like, wow, can Mash do this? And he's just running on top of the spells and he punches him in the face. And it's a super
Yeah.
anime trope thing of like, a technique you've used on me before will never work on me again. But his explanation of it is like, it's kind of played out. It's kind of boring.
Yeah, I also like how the panel where he punches him, Mash has the cream puff boy Mash face,
Yeah, he's got
like
dopey
the
Mash
funny one.
face instead of serious
Yeah,
face.
yeah. I feel like we praise that every week. Like I saw someone say that we just repeat the same talking points every week, and it's like, wow, we're almost like mangaka.
We're really channeling the medium.
Yeah. I don't know, that's mean. Obviously, they put in a lot of work, and so do we. So stop being mean to
Don't be mean
us.
to us. Be nice to us
Yeah.
only, exclusively.
This is our podcast. If you're mean to us, we will cry. Like on
That's
the
what that's what the live show is gonna be. It's just us crying.
yeah, on the live show, if you're mean to us on the air, we won't even like block you or throw you out. You'll just have to deal with two grown men crying in front
Just
of you.
sobbing on camera.
I mean, honestly, that might be a good deterrent. Like, people get mad uncomfortable seeing people cry.
That's true. That's the only way to stop getting clipped. Is we just start crying every time they clip us. Every time someone
So,
clips us, we just reply, quote tweet it with a clip of us crying.
like, someone's like, "Wow, this SNC podcast really has some weird opinions." Cue to two quote retweets of us. Just like,
Just trying to make a podcast. Everyone likes it.
I wake up at 5 p.m. in the evening because I have to go read the chapters. It's a hard life. Oh, I did not wake up at 5 p.m. today.
You said that so many times that I'm beginning to find it suspicious.
No, Zen, are you calling me sus?
I think Oceaniz is sus.
Oh no.
Everybody vote
Amogus.
Oceaniz. We finally have a
Amogus.
fucking Amogus joke on the show. 32 episodes without an Amogus joke.
It's gotten to the point where I can only say Amogus. Like the real name doesn't work for me anymore. It doesn't sound real. Anyway, Mashle
Now
was
the
cool.
thumbnail has to be a fucking Among Us dude in Yuji's clothes.
Are we really buckling to that? We are. It's gonna give us
Absolutely we
views.
are.
All right. Oh. Anyway,
So what do you think? Do you think Wahlberg is gonna die?
they're kind of setting it up like that, honestly.
Yeah, the panel of the one guy being like, "Uh-oh, what if Wahlberg loses?" I was like, "Uh-oh,
Yeah, that's not.
uh-oh, they're gonna kill Dumbledore again."
Yeah. Instead of dying, he turns to like the readers and he's like, "By the way, Dumbledore dies in book 6. Sucks if you haven't read Harry Potter yet, nerd."
Oh no, I'm dying. This is a lot like when Dumbledore is killed in book 6 of the Harry Potter franchise.
That just reminds me of how Araki spoiled what is it? The Sixth Sense in Stone Ocean, literally a week before it got into cinemas in Japan.
Oh, when Jolene spoils it for the characters on the screen.
Yeah, that's Araki in real life spoiling it for all of his readers in Japan.
What a
That
king.
chapter comes out, yeah.
What a fucking legend.
Malicious spoilering people is not good until Araki does it, then it's hilarious.
Anytime Araki does anything, it's good. That's
I mean,
my rule.
Honestly, getting spoiled in a fucking M. Night Shyamalan movie is not a tragedy. Like, you just save yourself the hassle of having to watch it.
Oh, poor M. Night.
Dude, Hey, he does his best, and then he gives us fucking trash movies like The Last Airbender.
Yeah, the last Airbender was a. Oh, everyone was really excited when they first heard about it, and then it was the worst thing ever. So
Yeah, I mean, happens when you give it to a director who really only makes good movies when he has people around him telling him no enough times. So, that's the thing. You get these directors sometimes where they're at their best when they have enough people to tell them that fucking sucks. Do something else.
do something that doesn't fucking blow. Yeah,
It's
George
like
Lucas syndrome.
Kishimoto. It's like Kishimoto with his editors at the start of Naruto. Don't make this dude a fox. That's stupid.
Yeah, just make him a person. He really does need a rival character. Yeah, put it in.
Yeah,
Put
put
him
it
in.
in. No, you can't make everyone animals. And no, their power system cannot be fart based. Stop. But you gotta respect Kishimoto. That he like the creation of Naruto sounds like such a clusterfuck, and they managed to pull out like decently coherent 700 chapter story. So, like that is impressive by of itself. We do not speak of the cursed child that came afterwards, but
The nightmare that followed. It
yeah,
needs to just go away.
the darkest night that commenced. Speaking of,
Man,
apparently people are calling this current My Hero arc the Darkest Night, which is pretty cool.
isn't that just a Batman title? Or is that
I
no?
mean, yes,
That's a Green Lantern thing.
maybe. I mean, you know how people are with My Hero in
Although
comics. They're
I
like,
think with
oh,
Green Lantern, I think it's the Blackest Night.
well, Blackest, Darkest,
Yeah, it's might as
completely
well be the
different
same thing.
things.
But yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. This my OC. Do not steal the Darkest Night.
Mhm. Yeah. Anyway, Mashle. Are we good on it?
I think so. It's funny that Mashle is like second on our list, and we talked about it for 10 seconds. But
Well,
it's
again, it's mostly because Hori's on the sofa tonight. Dr. Stone got too busy thinking about canned food. And Unluck was cool, but like very much a transition chapter.
well,
So
Undead Unluck is and Mashle are both like they're judged purely on how raw they are, and Undead Unluck is just never quite as raw as Mashle is.
that is true. Like I do not care for the literature of Undead Unluck. I just want to see Shen do cool things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like especially this week, I do not care for high literature. I've read so much of that garbage.
It's
I've read
Kino
Animal
time. Is that what
Farm.
you're saying?
I've read Animal Farm 16 times. I am tired, Zen. I'm so tired.
All right, all right. Well then let's move on to Jujutsu Kaisen, which is what you're
Uh,
obviously here for.
yes. Uh, Ronesso and Swago.
The funniest thing I've maybe ever seen about anything is a comment someone made on this chapter that Naoya is so misogynist that he's just gay for Toshi. He's such a misogynist that he can't even like women. So he just simps for Tochi instead.
No, for me, the funniest thing I've read in all of Jujutsu Kaisen is fucking Naoya thinking he's on par with Toji and Gojo.
Oh my god, that also was funny. He's like the only one that can understand Toji is Satoru and then me, and it's like you shut the fuck up, you idiot. You do nothing but take L's. That's your only character trait is getting fucking bodied.
Yeah, I mean, I do like that Akutami is pushing the message that if you're a misogynist, you deserve to get pummeled into a ground by a very buff woman. Like,
By
I
just a
support this
jacked
message.
lady.
Yeah. It puts me in a rough position as well, though, because I don't want to be a misogynist, but I do want to get pummeled into the ground by Maki. So, like, I don't know what to do then. I'm really at a loss right now.
So sometimes you gotta take one for the team.
Oh, you think I need to say something misogynistic?
I think you need to be a misogynist so that you can get pummeled by buff burned Maki.
Okay, but what's like the return period on that? Like, do I have to be misogynistic once and then it like arrives in like 3 to 5 business days, or do I have to keep being misogynistic for 3 to 5 business days?
I think you have to maintain it. And then
Ah,
after you've
fuck.
maintained it long enough, you just go into the bathroom and then look into the mirror like Bloody Mary, and Maki just comes out and pile drives you.
Ah, fuck. Okay. If anyone who's listening happens to be a woman, damn. I don't know how to be a misogynist because I feel bad saying anything actually terrible. Like I
Yeah,
wanted to go with
that would
damn
be
that
clipped
sucks, but
all over
even
the
that
internet.
feels yeah, like I wanted to go with damn that sucks, but even that feels too malicious. Like ladies, I love you.
You're great. 7
Yeah.
ladies that watch this show. You're all phenomenal. I love you all.
Yes, and if you happen to be very buff and burnt and also named Maki, for the love of God, crush my pharynx.
Hey, I need you to stop soliciting our fans for lewd interactions.
I'm not soliciting them for lewd interactions. I'm soliciting them for manslaughter. Different thing. Although I don't know if that's better because that is a literal crime.
Yeah, now you're just asking them to commit crimes for you, so you can
Well, what
get
if
crushed by a buff burned lady.
what if I solicit them to do a crime onto me and I consent to the crime? Is it still a
I
crime?
think so, yeah.
Well, you're the one who like has a background in law, right?
Well, I mean, if you say, I want to kill myself, and they say, okay, you may do it, they're gonna go to jail.
Ah, fuck. Even in death, I'm the property of the state. I can't believe capitalism
Fucking
stops me
capital.
from being.
Can't even die the way I want to die because of capitalism.
You know, if there's any argument against capitalism that really should radicalize you against it, it's the fact that under capitalism, it is illegal to be murdered by a buff lady. Like under capitalism, you do not get to die by Maki's huge fucking muscular ties. And that's a fucking tragedy.
Absolute crime.
Anyway, did you want to talk about the chapter?
Yes, in addition to it. Uh, so it's clarified in editor notes in the actual magazine proper that Naoya is alive. Um,
Oh, okay.
she does not kill him. He does live. Why
Okay.
why she chooses to only Naoya to be the one that lives? That sure feels like gonna be a main character at some point. Syndrome, or not a main character, but certainly going to
Like
be
a
plot
main
relevant again.
player.
Yeah. Um, the fight was really cool, and it's the first time I ever feel like I kind of understand what this fucking curse technique does.
Projection sorcery?
Yeah.
Yeah, projection sorcery is maybe one of the most confusing things in this entire series, but honestly, I always thought about it in the sense of ever since Naobito did it, that basically you impose the rule of the 24 frames per second onto your opponent, and you get super fast, and if they don't follow the rule, they get super slow. Like that was my interpretation of it, and I think that's confirmed in this chapter, right?
More or less, I think they're two separate things. Because the
Oh.
rule on yourself when you're using it is always active, that moving you at a certain amount of time. But for the locking them in the picture frame thing, you have to touch them with the palm
Mhm.
of your hand.
Oh, okay.
Because remember
Yeah,
when he does it
okay.
to Choso, he open palm slaps him in the chest, and when he does it to Maki, he grabs her by the arm.
Oh, right.
And
Okay.
it locks them in the picture frame. But the speed on him is always active.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
I do like that it showed that Naoya actually can fight a little bit instead of just being like a sneaky bitch like he was in the Choso fight. Like he's pretty strong. He's obviously not Toji and Gojo level, or even close.
Mhm.
And it really feel good to see him lose in literally one punch. Like
Yes.
my man is down so bad. Naoya's stock has plummeted. It's zeroed out, man. Anybody who's still got holdings in Naoya is just kiss that money goodbye.
Yeah. Better invest in Dogecoin.
It's true.
Dozier coin. But also, one thing I want to mention again in this chapter is I love how the series is treating Toji. He has such a presence now. You know, God knows how many chapters after his actual death. Like the fact that like he just walked around the Zenina state making people uncomfortable is the funniest shit to me.
Yeah, he just was there, and everyone's like, "I fucking hate this guy." It's
Yeah,
really
but
fucking
I also
funny.
like that it's not just hate, it's like they're so traumatized by his existence because he was so strong and so like unyieldy. It was like, they see Toji walk by them and they all have like panic attacks and shit. It's so
Like,
cool.
is that why they were shitty to Maki? Is because like, oh, you're not as strong as he is, or is it just like, oh god, it's another one?
I'm not quite sure. It could be both.
Because I can't imagine it's genuine, like, haha, you suck because you have no cursed energy, because Toji, they all have, like, horrible PTSD.
Yeah, exactly.
Toji's mere existence for every Zenin character, they're like, oh my fucking god. Like, it can't be genuine looking down on her. It has to either be, I don't want you to become another Toji, or you're not even close to as good as Toji was.
Yeah. It's so good. In terms of like actual substance, this chapter wasn't like super crazy on that front. Like I want to say the exposition regarding projection sorcery was probably the most substantial thing we got. And characterization of Naoya, but honestly, it didn't really recharacterize him as anything. He was always a misogynist, and he's always sucked. What do you want me to
He's
say?
he's a real piece of shit. But also,
Yeah.
okay, he's a misogynist and he bullies women and he beats women and he's probably racist because I don't know that many hardcore misogynists that aren't. But
Mhm.
also, he's a Toji fan, so really, where does it balance out?
That is
Where
true.
where does he come back to net zero?
That is true because also it didn't click for me until this chapter how big the age difference between Toji and Naoya is. Because Toji is such a present character, I never think about the fact that is so much older than all the other characters.
Yeah, he was like 10 years older than Gojo was when they fought, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like it's weird. I never thought about it that way. I needed to see baby Naoya crapping his pants in front of Toji just walking menacingly.
Just walking with that face and change Nalia's life.
Yeah. Which is funny because it's actually very similar to how Toji describes meeting baby Gojo for the first time. Well, he's like, oh, it was the first time I was perceived. The look in his eyes was so fierce. It's very, very similar, which is cool because they really continuously push this parallelism between Toji and Gojo as the height of Jujutsu and the height of humanity, respectively. It's very, very nice. I like it a lot.
It is very
Uh,
good. It also makes me question though, like, how strong is Maki supposed to be? Is she on his level or not? I don't know. Um, I don't know how to tell. She's
she
she's
just
real tough.
She's like domain expansion, and instead of doing anything with Jujutsu Sorcery, she like breaks the ground under you and throws you into the core of the earth.
I think it would have been really funny if when she bent down to do her sumo pose thing, she said
Hmm.
domain expansion first,
Yeah,
and then
that would
just
have been really
punched the
funny.
shit out of Naoya. Oh, that would have been funny. But basically, I don't know. Anytime Naoya eats shit, it's a good chapter, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think Gege really succeeded in making Naoya a hateable piece of shit. That if you want an exciting and entertaining chapter, you really just beat the crap out of him. Like I love how disfigured his face looks at the end.
Yeah, like with
It's
her
like,
fucking fist print in it.
yeah.
I wonder how many times that image of him fucked up on the ground has been posted online with the caption, "God, I wish that were me." How many you think it was?
Probably a lot.
A lot.
Like, look, I don't know numbers. Like maybe more than three. I don't know.
He says probably a lot as Oceans is quickly deleting that tweet out of his drafts right now.
How do you mean delete the tweet out of the drafts? I literally said that pretty much on live here. Like, what the fuck do you mean? I can't unsay things. The human condition that we can never unsay the things we say and never take back the hurt we cause has bestowed upon me the realization that I can never take back the fact that I've said live on a show in front of 4,000 people that I wish that Maki Zenin would tear out my throat. Like, there's no going back, man.
Well, thank
There's
God
no
you
going back.
clarified it.
Hey, always there for you, my man. If there's one thing that Shonen Chill really does to me, it brings out my chaotic, like my true chaotic side. I just talk.
Yeah, you just kind of go. It's great.
Well, hey, I don't see you complaining.
It's the best part of the show. What do you mean complaining? go on the your actual content is so well produced and like professional, and then on here you're just like, Maki, please rip my throat out so liberals can't ever tell me not to eat pasta sauce again.
Well, it's also the end of the week.
You got
I'm
a lot of
I'm very
stress you gotta unload.
yeah. I'm ready to kind of end the week on a fun, unhinged note. So yeah, I'm gonna say some weird shit. I've got to be the wild card since you're the older, wizened man
Yeah,
here.
I'm
Who's
the old man, set in my ways after all these years, not wanting to
yeah.
get choked to death by Maki Sennin.
Didn't you tweet that you wanted to be between thighs earlier this week?
Uh, I retweeted someone else saying that, but it was not Maki's.
Okay, whose thighs is that?
My actual fiance's.
Oh, okay. I guess that's fine. Lame. So you're saying that if you could be between Gojo's thighs, you would
Okay,
say
let's
no?
not make any unfair comparisons.
He's like, oh, dude, come on, like you can't do this to
we
me.
gotta quick, we gotta put this off the air immediately. Oh no,
I did not.
technical issue.
Yeah, I could not hear jack shit there, but I'm sure it was funny. Oh, well, all right. Do we have anything more salient to say on Jujutsu?
Uh, Nothing too deep, really. I'm just curious, where are we gonna go from here? Because there has to be some kind of fallout from literally the
Mhm.
Zenin clan all dying, except Naoya, right? Like,
That is true. I wonder if this is gonna be our segue into seeing more of the Kamo clan, because they are gonna definitely be on the move now. Because now the
yeah, I
power
mean, they got
balance is
name
gonna
dropped
shift.
too, not too long ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I wonder, like, how much of all of this are the rest of our heroes gonna be like, oh, good job. Oh, you murdered all these people? Great. Clap. Clap, everybody clap for Maki. Because it's kind of phrased that way. Like, or
Mhm.
framed that way of like, aha, she's finally doing it. But also, she did just kind of murder a bunch of people. So,
Yeah, I saw someone comment on our last episode that it stuck to me because I actually think it's an interesting point that they said that they don't like this particular event in the story because it characterizes the Zenin as like completely shitty all throughout, and it robs Jujutsu Kaisen of the possibility to like talk a little more about the rot that seeps into these patriarchal systems, even though some of the people in it may be good. And to characterize the entire clan as just misogynists is maybe a bit on the nose. And I don't think I particularly will miss that angle because I wasn't really expecting it to happen. But after reading that comment, I do think that it would have been interesting to go down that route, to really be like, okay, there are people within the clans that don't agree with what they're doing, but they're just kind of forced into the system, which could have resonated with, the story of Maki and Mai and their journey through the system. But, I'm not too miffed either way. Like I get
yeah,
to
I
see.
think that is almost something that could potentially come up later. I mean, it's sort of what Gojo's whole shtick is about, is like, this whole system is fucking rotten and gross. But I feel
Mhm.
like that almost might be better suited to the Kamo clan because of the position that Noritoshi is in, where
That is true with his
he
mom.
is, one, with his mom, but two, like, Maki, other than her declaration of like, I'm gonna do it one day, was basically excommunicated. Whereas
Hmm.
Kamo is kind of stuck in this position of like, these people kind of ruined my life, but also I have to do all this stuff if I want to ever see my mom again. And they
Hmm.
treated me like shit until I had the neat power that they like the most. Like, he almost fits into it in a way similar to Megami, which is obviously intentional. But
Hmm.
I feel like his story is better suited to something like the absolute nightmare of this patriarchal horseshit versus the
Hmm.
Zenins, who are always kind of cartoonishly evil.
Hmm. Fair, fair.
My only
Yeah,
thing
like
is like,
now.
is Yuta really gonna be like, yeah, Maki, Slay Queen, like after, oh, I decapitated a bunch of ninja goons who were just defending the place that they're paid to defend, and he's gonna be like, let's go, goddess, absolutely raw.
Uh, if he does, I will be very happy to see myself represented on the page. Like Yuta comes up and he's like, "Oh, you decapitated a bunch of people." me next, please. Like, yeah, that's my MC right there.
It fucking embodying half the fan base.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, at the
Um,
same time, though, I think it's a nice touch in her Rampage chapter that she doesn't actually kill anyone that doesn't attack her first.
mhm.
Which is nice, at least. Like, a lot of people in the Discord, at least, were saying, like, oh man, are we going to see Maki kill her mom? And I'm like, God, I hope not.
Mhm.
For Maki to just walk up to, like, her mom who said a shitty thing and, like,
Mhm.
decapitate her. I don't know that I
Ugh.
would vibe with that. Um,
Yeah.
so I don't really know.
Uh,
It's just a weird way, because we haven't really had any main character, like, at least not of the trio that we have now, between, like, Megami, Yuji, and Yuta, who have, like, committed objective atrocities. So
yeah, that is true.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it, because on one hand it's like, yeah, you slay queen, these people fucking suck, and you're finally killing them. But then it's like, oh my god, you fucking killed them all. you you killed that one poor dude whose only crime was liking his buddy too much with his eye power. You just nuked that
Mhm.
guy. You killed a bunch of ninjas who were just trying to get their paychecks. I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't
it's
know. It's tough. Maki has no concern for the average worker.
well, maybe we'll see something on that though, because I mean, the whole idea of killing and death is something that comes up in Jujutsu Kaisen very regularly. So I'd be surprised if it's completely glossed over. I don't know to what extent the story will deal with it, because this is, still an action shonen at the end of the day. But I do think that we'll at least get something on it once she rejoins the main group. Uh, I already dread when someone is gonna ask, "How's Mai?" and
Oh yeah,
Maki's just gonna
inevitably.
explode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I said it last week, but it's nice to get it confirmed. Now Bito really was the least offensive Zenin out of all of them.
Right? Yeah, he was just a drunk anime fan, bro.
Yeah, like sure he made Maki's life bad, but I'm not even sure if he was the one that made it all that bad in the end.
It kind of
Like he
feels
just
like
kind of
kicking
gave
her
the
out
order.
might have been the best thing he possibly could have done for her.
I cannot believe this. Like he was just a fucking Sakuga nerd. That's it.
He was just running one of those Sakuga Twitter accounts. And everyone was like, "Hey, you got to come run the clan." And he's like,
I just want to watch Ghibli movies.
can I just tweet out this fucking clip of Mob Psycho, please?"
Why is there no fucking scene of Nobito asking someone what their favorite anime is?
I just want one scene of Naobito like sitting in the Zenin clan shitty room that he's in, drinking out of one of those hilarious jugs of sake, and he's like, "All right, I'll go to Shibuya and help." And like you see him click out of the window, and he's just clicking out of like YouTube Sakuga compilations, like 10 hours long.
You know the picture of like the guy explaining something to like a very disinterested girl in a
Yes,
stadium?
he's got his
Yeah,
arm around the
that's
back of her neck.
that's Naobito with all of his Zenin friends talking to them about anime. He's like, no, you don't get it. And then his hair turns golden and he gets stronger. It's the coolest shit ever. And like his Zenin retainers are like, anyway, politics? And he's like, no, 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 dude. Like, listen. And then this guy is called Cell and he comes up and he's like, all these dots is crazy.
Look at how much work the animators must have put in to keep all these dots on him for every scene that he's in.
Dude, next episode's gonna have Yutaka Nakamura animating cubes again. Like, it's insane. They're like, we don't even have TVs in the Zenin estate. He's like, dude, like, you gotta watch it.
He's the dude who keeps telling everyone to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He's at
He's like,
every
oh,
meeting of
Maki,
like
you
the
really.
higher ups, and he's like, they're like, all right, and what about the Zenin clan? And he's like, yeah, well, the Stone Ocean just got confirmed.
He's like, oh, Maki, you really know how to punch really fast. Boy, do I have the anime for you where someone punches really fast. What do you think Naobito's favorite JoJo part might be?
Um, I'm gonna go with part 3 because he raised his son to be as much like Dio as possible.
You really? Because I'm thinking, what if Naoya's misogyny is just a response a defined response to his father being like a woke feminist. And he's
Well,
like,
well,
part six is my
it can't
favorite.
be part 6 because part 6 isn't animated.
Hey, projection sorcery can do wonders. He animated it for himself.
He animated it while reading it and was like, "Oh my god, this shit fucking slaps."
Like a side effect of projection sorcery is you can just animate whatever you read, provided it's a manga. He alone has the anime adaptation for Mashle. I can't believe it.
He's the only one alive with the Mashle anime. Well, not anymore, but he was.
Well, he's in Sakuga heaven, rewatching One Punch Man season 1 and not touching season 2.
Well, if he's in Sakuga heaven, there is no season 2 there.
That is true. Well, I mean, season 2, from what I understood from watching from the sidelines, did get a lot of Sakuga just by the one animator carrying it every episode.
Just
Like the
doing his
same guy
best.
just doing overtime, yeah. But yeah, so is that our verdict on Jujutsu Kaisen?
I think
Sakuga out
so.
of 10?
Sakuga heaven out of 10.
Yeah. So before we go, just heads up for everyone. Next week we're doing a live episode over on my Twitch channel. If you follow either of us on Twitter, you've seen it. It'll be just a regular Shonen N Chill episode, except we'll be streaming the recording, quote unquote, live, and we'll be taking questions and extras from both the Discord and the chat. And it's at 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time and 7 p.m. Central European Summer Time. So you figure it out. Again, it's all written on Twitter.
Put that
You
shit
can
in a
find
time
it.
zone converter. I believe in you guys.
Yeah, you can use one. I might not be able to, but you can use one.
If you want to participate, make sure to join the Discord. I will put the join link in the description of the episodes because I've been getting complaints that no one can find it. So
Yeah.
I will start putting them in the description of the episodes, and you guys can join in for the live show next week.
All right. That covers everything, right?
I believe so. So everybody, have a good night.
All right. Bye-bye.